When this fight was announced, Baz, go on, give me your first thoughts.
And we are live, people, and had a little technical difficulties at the moment, but we are live for the first press conference of Anthony Joshua and Dillian, the body snatcher Whyte. And we're waiting for Anthony Joshua. Dillian Whyte has just reached the building in there. And Abdul Wakil, who asked for this fight, shaking my head. I'm almost done with boxing. Slap contest is more entertaining now. Slap contest is over. It's done. It's done. So, yeah, that is entertaining, though. I like to see that. You know what I mean? Like, see somebody get their face knocked off the slap contest or whatnot. So, he said, Kurt, why are you always so late? Yep, as I explained, had technical difficulties, had to get everything back up and running for the next show. And we are ready to go. Bars. So we're waiting for which is a bigger actual contest. You can see everything set up here. Marlon Tharnell, counter punch to you, brother. Counter punch to you, Marlon, in the building. So we'll just let it populate. We are ready. We are ready for this rematch. Now, this rematch, no one's really asking for to answer the questions of Abdul. Okay. But what it is that Anthony Joshua, nobody asked for the Franklin fight, but nobody asked Dillian Whyte to fight Franklin either. So I think this is all started from the mutual fight between Dillian Whyte and Jermaine Franklin and Anthony Joshua and Jermaine Franklin. Okay. We back. Man, Dim, did you get any rest? Man, I tried to sneak in a couple Z's, but not much. Not much, bro. Dark Side of the Moon, big up everybody. Big up to you, Dark Side of the Moon. Quad Life in the building. CP to you, brother. Aaron Edson, counterpunch to you. Counterpunch to you, Aaron. So, so I don't, what time is it in the UK right now? What's up, Skrilla 50? Counterpunch to you. Skrilla 50 in the building. So we coming in here, man. We're just waiting. We got Abdul speaking, and we have Joshua Whyte. You know what's strange? It's just Joshua Whyte. It's not like Joshua Whyte 2. So it's 4:18. So it's 2 o'clock. Is that right? Yeah, that's 2 o'clock. 2:18. So counterpunch to Tang. Appreciate that update. But yeah, you can definitely tell this is more of a bigger event, more people watching, Dillian's last payday. I don't know. It depends. It depends on what Dillian does. See, here's the deal. I think people, this will be one of the last times you see any of these guys if they lose. With AJ's new scared fighting style, I think Whyte has a good chance to pull this one off. Well, see, this is the problem. It makes it more interesting to see because AJ's trying new shit. So since he's trying new shit, Dillian Whyte has more of a chance now because, see, Dillian Whyte has chances to now work the cross guard and, throw the jab and, set up other shots. So basically you're gonna see a jabbing contest, if anything, in this fight. But I think it's fair to say Dillian Whyte will be equally hesitant. I don't think he's gonna come in there unless he fights like that, unless he fights with that mindset, but then we all know him with uppercuts. That's his kryptonite. He could get chinned just as easy. You can't forget that. This could be the fight that revives the dog and AJ. It could. Skrilla 50, it could. Definitely. DJ Emo, all we want is for Whyte to catch him. Yeah, because we already know what happens if AJ catches him. See, understand AJ started the uppercut kryptonite. He's the one, he's the pioneer to found that punch to the chin of Dillian Whyte. Okay. It only takes the uppercut. Boom. Good night. Yeah. And see, Franklin couldn't catch him with that uppercut because that cross guard, because he knew he needed something. Hey, I need something that keeps me on my toes, that won't get me knocked out. AJ scared of getting hurt these days. Red Wave video. Yeah, it doesn't look good, but that's what it seems like, you know. But of course, I think, he's his own man. He does what he wants to do. I think that's him going with Derek James, I think, is going to help him, hopefully, But yeah, it doesn't look good. You let a guy like Andy Ruiz stop you from fighting and being, you know what I mean? And people, this is how people look at it. People look at it like, okay, well, AJ, he's bitching up then. AJ's just reached the building, people. Okay. So he's on board. Now Dillian can catch him with a left hook. Now that's what happened in the first fight. The first fight, he caught him with a left hook. And it was game time because, Dillian tried, to captivate on that. And, he just couldn't. AJ's disdain for Whyte will be the reason he lets his hands go. Well, let's hope so. Let's hope so, because he's been woofing and shit like after the Franklin fight. He's talking more than he's fighting. I'm like, yo, you doing a lot of talking after the bell and shit. Like, let's do that in the round. Let's see these hands fly. Kurt, I'm a 19-year-old amateur boxer at heavyweight, and I feel I would knock out Dillian, so I know AJ can. Well, I know. AJ has. Dillian Whyte's there, Anthony Joshua's there. So now we have these guys. They are at the press conference, The left hook with Whyte hit AJ with has flattened other fighters. So the chinny AJ claims are unwarranted. The only person that's knocked him down, AJ hasn't been down in 4 fights. 4. In the last 4 years. So I don't get it. Like, I don't get the shit, they just, but a lot of people that say that are mostly haters. Here we go, guys.
Still believe is happening. Anthony Joshua against Dillian Whyte, August 12th, O2 Arena, live and exclusive on the Zone pay-per-view. A massive fight for the heavyweight division. A little bit more than 7 years ago, these two came head-to-head. I saw a picture of today. Unrecognisable, really. Young, naive, hungry. And now, some 7 years on, 2 world heavyweight titles and a plethora of huge heavyweight fights for Dillian Whyte in sold-out stadiums, O2 Arena, all around the world, as these two heavyweights collide in London once again. Victory in the amateurs, victory in the pros. Some call it the decider. I call it a must-win for 2 of Britain's biggest heavyweights. This fight has absolutely everything, and it was the fight that both guys wanted. For Anthony Joshua, talks of a Deontay Wilder fight, talks of a world heavyweight title fight, completely irrelevant. From the get-go on August 12th, he wanted this man to my left, who we know always steps up to every challenge. 2 great trainers in the corner. Of course, Buddy McGirt, Derek James, who's out in Las Vegas with Errol Spence. This fight has everything. And we can also announce that, having gone on sale this morning, this fight is completely sold out. It's a huge night for British boxing. It's a huge night for the heavyweight division. It's what both guys need. It's what the heavyweight division needs. It's what British boxing needs. This is a massive fight and the biggest fight so far for DAZN in the UK. Alfie Sharman from DAZN, ahead of a huge schedule coming up. This is really the biggest moment for DAZN so far.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks, Eddie. Great news. I mean, no surprise on the sellout. Look, we're incredibly excited to have this event. There's been some speculation that the heavyweight division had been sleeping at the wheel in 2023, and we've certainly lit a fire under that with this fight. So domestic fights always bring amazing energy, unique energy, especially when you've got two household names at the elite level. When we started working with Anthony, we both wanted blockbuster fights. Everybody at DAZN wanted to deliver those brilliant fights. And in Dillian, we've got a world-class elite heavyweight who's been fighting at the top of his game for a long time and been in with the best. And look, as you said, there's that rivalry that goes back to the amateurs through to the pro game. And now on August 12th, there needs to be a final, winner. So tune in on DAZN. Thanks to Matthew and our partners at 258, AJ, Freddie, and obviously Dillian and his team for the hard work over the last few weeks in making this fight happen. And yeah, make sure you tune in August 12th for the biggest heavyweight fight of the year so far, live and exclusive worldwide on DAZN and DAZN pay-per-view in the UK and Ireland.
Thanks, Alfie. Buddy, let's start with you. Some buzz in your gym at the moment. I've seen all the video footage. It seems like a great atmosphere out there. Dillian leading the way, a fast turnaround for this fight, but both guys been in camp for some time now. It's just a brilliant heavyweight fight.
Oh, without a doubt. I think it's a fight that boxing needs. I mean, it's very rare today that the best fight the best. So I think this is a good fight for Dill and for the boxing world.
I mean, so many comparisons, obviously, both British heavyweights, both London heavyweights, but also both heavyweights who share the same last opponent, both heavyweights that have had one fight with their new trainer. You know Derek James as well. Two of you, the two of the very best trainers in the sport. Great minds in the corner as well going into this one.
Thank you. I think it's going to be a great night of boxing. Matter of fact, I know it's going to be a great night of boxing. And what better place to have it than here in London?
Obviously, you've watched Anthony Joshua over the years. I know you talked about not watching too many fights in the previous press conference, but you've had a chance now to be with Dillian for that Jermaine Franklin fight. The first fight was an instant classic, one that British boxing will remember for a long time. Everything on the line in this fight. You know your man will be fired up going into the ring on August 12th.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, he's excited about it. He's been talking about it before it was even signed. You know, every day he kept talking about it, and here we are now.
Dillian, welcome. Unbelievable that it's just under 5 weeks to go. I like that about this fight. Sometimes you make a fight that's 12, 13 weeks away. You know, you've been in camp for a long time. Both of you guys had to fly back from the States for this press conference as well. I didn't think this fight would get over the line. It's here. It's happening. The perfect fight for both of you right now.
Yeah, I was ready and waiting for you guys to start what you guys were talking about. You know, once the fight was mentioned, I was like, yeah, you know me, I'm always up for a fight. So it doesn't take long to the fight to me, especially one like this.
7 years ago, over since you two faced off at Tower Bridge, a lot has changed. What do you think the difference is now between you and him? I mean, right back then, two hungry, inexperienced guys who gave us a wild night. How have things changed, and we still expect that same crazy night at the O2 on August 12th?
We've both been through a lot, both of us a lot, but we're still chasing improvement, you know, so we've got new teams and people around us, and I think it's going to be a better fight than it was the first time, because we're both more experienced, more skilled now, and we've been through stuff, up and downs and fights. Obviously, I've had my rough, he had his rough, and we both had 3 losses as well, so be a good fight, you know. We've still got a lot of hunger in us, and I can't wait to get in there and have fun.
There's always a lot of analysis, a lot of criticism as well. Mm-hmm. You've seen AJ throughout his career. Where do you think he's at in his career now? And this is a fight you obviously have a lot of confidence going into.
I don't know, and I don't care. I just prepare for the best version of him. You know, I don't think a lot of people saying this, that, and the other. That's for them to say, and not for me to worry about. I just worry about preparing for the best version of him, whether it's still there or not. I don't really care. I mean, I'm coming to fight, and I ain't got nothing to lose, so I'm all good.
I remember that first press conference, you guys were in, I think it was a public workout. You were like hanging around with each other, waiting for each other outside the weights room. You matured a lot since then. You still that aggressive guy that you think both of you still got that same edge, that same chip on your shoulder. You've experienced a lot. You've achieved a lot. You both made a lot of money. You still the same competitor right now? You still want to take this guy out?
I'm calm, but like I always say, fuck around and find out. You know, the more you fuck around, the higher the chances you'll find out. So, you know, that's how my mindset, man. Never change.
One question I keep getting from a lot of the media here is this must win for both? Is this career ending for the other one?
That's
I know.
my whole career with matchroom, must win fight. Every fight, matchroom's been like that.
But what happens if you lose this fight on August the 12th?
I'm not thinking about it. We'll see what happens. And I take it. As I get older, I learn to take it day by day and appreciate today. Worry about tomorrow when tomorrow comes, man. So let's see. Yeah.
And finally, you believe you win this fight by stoppage? I know you're not massive on predictions, but both of you guys have had stuff to say about the other one in terms of where they're at in the career.
AJ's huffing over there. He's sighing.
On August 12th.
I'll depart to take anybody out, you know what I mean? But I'm focusing on getting a victory. If the knockout comes, it comes. But I'll always try and get the knockout, you know what I mean? But obviously, you know, I listen to what Buddy says and just what Buddy says, so we'll see what he says. But, you know, I'm a dog and I'm always trying to bite regardless, you know, until the end of the fights. When fights have been up in points and I tried to get the knockout in the last rounds and been down, and, you know, so.
AJ, saw you in Dallas last week. Every conversation about this August.
I didn't come to Florida to see me in the Florida say AJ. So I'm saying, you be bullshitting, man.
What?
You be bullshitting.
Oh, shit.
Dallas to see you didn't come to Florida to see me. You be bullshitting.
I didn't think you were going to take the fight.
You be bullshitting, man.
I didn't think you were going to take the fight.
You got to stop that.
Yeah.
You got to stop.
Dillian on him.
I didn't think you'd take the fight.
You're going to Mexico, innit?
You think you're going to take the fight?
I was going Dallas to Mexico. It was on stopover. It's okay.
Can I ask one question? What does AJ's balls taste like?
Oh, man. What does AJ's balls taste like?
What's happening?
This was the fight you said. I kept throwing up these other names at you for August 12th. You just didn't seem up for anybody else. Well, Dillian Whyte.
I'm definitely up for fighting. There's a lot of names in the division, for sure. But at the same time, look at what this creates as well. I'm a fighter and I understand that economics of business as well. And this does good business.
Also, is it a case of, you know, when you fought Jermaine Franklin, how much were you really up for that fight as well? You up for this fight? When you look across at this guy, you've got a tremendous rivalry. A lot has changed.
I don't really look at Dillian as a rival, though.
No?
No. Just another body, really.
Oh, man.
They got a lot of hate for me. A lot of people.
I ain't got no hate to you, bro. I got no hate for you, bro.
A lot of people hate on me. So
a lot of people, not me, brother.
Like, so with Dillian, I don't really look at him as a rival. I just watch myself. I'm worrying about my lane and what I'm trying to do. So with Jermaine Franklin, yeah, I was definitely up for that fight, 100%. But it was respect to Franklin. I made it as easy as I wanted to. I could have made it as difficult as I wanted to. You know, coming off those losses, get the W, 7-week training camp, boom, bam. We're here now, ready to rock and roll. Like, so I understand my process, and that's why I worry about myself, not what everyone else's opinion is. I know what I've got to do.
When we look back to that night at the O2, I think we were both different fighters then, both quite naive, both a little bit inexperienced as well. People talk about if you still got that finishing desire, but do you think this is the kind of fight where we see that against an aggressive fighter in Dillian Whyte?
Boxing is about fundamentals, right? There's two ways you can skin a cat: knock out or outclass someone with your fundamentals. So it's whatever way I want to go about it, I'll do it. I'm not going to sit here and tell you exactly what's going to happen because, let's be real, like everything I say today is irrelevant. From the experience I've had from 7 years ago, I know when that bell goes, it doesn't matter what I've said, what I've eaten, what I've been through in my life. It's just about getting down and fighting to win, one way or another. So I don't know. You'll find out, though.
What made you take this fight with this risk ahead of, everybody knows about the Wilder fight and that, and the negotiations?
Forget Wilder and them. Them lot have been doing my head for so many years. Like, you lot have seen now the shenanigans in the heavyweight division. Even with, I'll be real, like Fury saying that he was training for Usyk. Sugar Hill come out and said that, no, I'm not training him.
Nah.
What do you mean I'm training him for a heavyweight championship?
Right.
You can see all the lies that's been going on.
Right.
I don't really waste my time with time wasters. It's only a fight. I just want to fight, get on with it. I'm going to be 34 this year. I'm moving on. So, respect, brother. Getting old now, you know what I mean? So, just crack on while I'm here. I'm not really wasting my time waiting for people, chasing people. From the day when I started fighting, even from the amateurs, you can see the trajectory I've been on. Ready to get down, ready to put my neck on the line and fight whoever. And it's still like that. Dillian is a very credible, solid opponent. Aside from what everyone calls a rivalry, I have to have an underlying respect for every man that steps in the ring, and I have that, which is also going to make me raise my game. So yeah, let's go, man. I can fight now. Do you know what I'm saying? It's in your heart. That's what matters. So whether people think Franklin, technically, I'm a fighter there, and the W's and that is just, it is what it is. I just want to fight.
One interesting dynamic is the new trainers both had a fight.
I got a brilliant trainer. I got a serious trainer.
No, man.
So yeah, we're gonna see like where that development takes.
I said about Buddy's camp flying, your camp flying as well. Errol Spence, the Charlos, Ryan Garcia in camp now as well. Must be a great buzz. Very warm in that gym, but a great buzz.
Yeah, it's hot. No one told me about Texas heat, but we survived. Now with the rest of the team in the gym,
he still looks hot
as well. It's not really a gym in the sense
they're all sweating and shit.
Catch jokes and laugh. One thing I do pick up on though is work ethic. And remember, for sure, I was in the gym on my own a lot of the time, right? I always felt like being isolated was beneficial for me because I can focus when I moved away from the GB setup. But ultimately, you can only kind of, like, where we see and we do from a baby to now, you know. So now I'm even seeing, like, other athletes in the gym running further than me. I'm like, this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? This motherfucker, how's he running further, hitting the heavy bag longer than me? Makes me step up my game. And with an underlying respect for my opponents, with the environment, with the fighting instinct I have, with the fighting IQ I have, if I put it all together, we're ready to get on this train again and rock and roll. I'm looking forward to it.
Finally, Dillian talked about this fight, maybe better than the first fight. You expect it to be different to the first fight? Wow.
First, second, third, this is just the fight. It doesn't matter about what it's better than. It's just, none of it's relevant until the final bell, if it gets that far. So,
do you think we hear the final bell?
I haven't really, I've been meditating on more performance rather than how I'm going to end the fight. I haven't got that fight. We shall see. I'll let you know, Friday before the fight, where my head's at. But right now, we're going through a process.
Finally, Dillian, just over 4 weeks to go. Back on a plane, back out to Florida.
Yeah.
Ready to give British fight fans a hell of a night on August 12th.
It's hot as hell in Florida, man, and I love it. It's good vibe. We got Sergey Kovalev, Callum Smith, Dennis. These are the boys in camp. Obviously some new guys, Zizzo, all these other young guys, Khalil. So it's good. It's good to be around. It's a proper fighting environment. I'm not home. I'm not home where I'm bothered with my dogs and family and stuff. I'm away from it, so I can just focus on that. And our gym is a laughing environment. We like to laugh in the gym and have a joke. But it's serious, I'm quite relaxed. I'm relaxed. I have a joke with the people. I calm the shit down because being a big black heavyweight, a lot of time people get a bit like, oh, what mood is he in? But I'm always smiling and trying to help the guys to relax and help them also to feel a bit of culture and feel relaxed around big heavyweights also, because a lot of these guys are young, middleweight kids, and they feel kind of scared to come up to you and talk to you and stuff. So I just try and create a friendly environment.
And finally, no doubt in your mind, August 12th at the O2 Arena, you take care of business against this man.
That's the plan, man. That's the plan. Obviously, I've had 3 losses. I've avenged 1. I'll not avenge the other 2. I've avenged them 2, then I don't care about what's after that. That's where I'm at.
AJ, finally, no doubt in your mind, victorious.
Yeah.
At the O2 has been an incredible stomping ground for you, never beaten there. And a huge night for your career as well.
Massive night for my career. So, yeah, victorious 100%. That's my goal, that's my plan, and that's my motivation. So, yeah, looking forward to it. Respect to the team. May the best man win.
Thank you, AJ. Thank you, Dillian, Buddy, Alfie. August 12th, live on the Zone pay-per-view around the world. A must-win heavyweight clash at the sold-out O2 Arena. We're going to have a head-to-head in front of us before both guys are available to the media. Thank you.
I like it. Both wiser. I think we said that, right? This isn't their first fight. This isn't the second fight. This is then a bit more experienced. 8 years has passed since that. I thought fantastic fight at the O2 Arena. What did you make of it? Reserved?
Yeah, but don't be fooled. Yeah. Don't be fooled. That bell goes on August 12th. It's fireworks.
Yeah.
We will not see anything other than pure action.
It felt like it was going to go at times. It felt like...
Well, I was watching AJ and I could see a couple of times that Dillian Whyte was talking.
Dillian Whyte's a lot bigger as well, isn't he? I mean, think of sort of their fight again from December 2015. He wasn't this big. Both got another good stare down.
Yeah, I mean, they're both in business for sure. For sure. And I agree.
Dillian talk a little shit.
This isn't going 12 rounds.
No, I don't expect it to go 12 either. I think both of them know. We know both can punch. Although, I mean, you look at AJ's recent performances. I mean, he probably wants that knockout, doesn't he?
He'll want that knockout.
Since what?
Yeah, exactly. And he'll want that for his confidence going into a fight with Deontay Wilder. He'll be desperate to get that KO.
Is this a risk sort of worth taking? Like it happens now, isn't it? It happens August 12th live on DAZN pay-per-view. Eddie said it, and AJ said it as well, that Deontay Wilder fight's there. So it's a big money fight, so it's a legacy-making fight. This isn't that. It's a risky one.
But it's an important risk he's got to take, in my opinion. He needs it. He needs his fight. He needs a fight to get that strike back. Like he said, Dillian Whyte's still a credible opponent. Who else do you fight? I think this is the right man at the right time.
Yeah, both fighters are going to join us in a few minutes. Again, a lot of media, hopefully they can kind of skate past all the world's media that are waiting for them and come and speak to us on the podium here. It'd be good to hear from Dillian Whyte. We've not spoken to Dillian Whyte for a long time. Obviously, AJ, we do hear from, but it'd be interesting to see sort of the thoughts of Dillian Whyte, more importantly, just because, again, I feel like he might be the one that's thinking, overlooked here.
So there we have the second press conference. We got two complete ones in today. Let's see, XK shot. So is this the UK's number 2 against the UK's number 3? Who knows? Who knows what anyone's number is these days? You know what I mean? Skrilla 50, Dillian Whyte back at the scene of the crime, the O2, where the world was put on notice about Whyte's weakness with uppercuts. Absolutely. You know, Efren, Vale. People seem bothered by AJ. Why he way more active than Wilder, Fury, Ruiz, etc. outside of from Usyk. He the only one really fighting, so I respect that. This fight once a year attitude sucks all talk. Efren, I gotta agree. I don't know what's going on with Wilder, why he can't just find an opponent, why he waited so long to really sign with Andy Ruiz, and why that fight didn't happen. And I think he's gonna wait out. I don't even think he's gonna take a risk, you know, from fighting anybody. I don't even think that's the case. You know, let's hear what AJ's gonna say though. He is talking.
So will you straight back Wednesday?
Boy, I know how it goes. I'm doing my weight cut, so I know how it goes.
It's all everyone about it.
From 205 pounds to 175, an 8-week fight camp, just to see what I can
See what it's like.
Just to see what it's like.
Coping.
I'm dying.
You know what you got to do?
really
Sparring. You made weight, right? Yeah. Joe, I respect these guys because imagine sparring when you're fatigued anyway. Imagine sparring when you're hungry, dehydrated. It's just 12 rounds with Carl Froch. Dehydrated. That must have been easy.
Yeah, that's part of the camp. That's part of the camp that we're not doing. We're leaving that camp out. Dillian Whyte.
Yes.
An old nemesis, an old foe. We go again. It was interesting comparing that to how it was in 2015. Yeah. You guys are a bit more wiser, a bit more mature. That was I
can't remember the 2015 press conference. Yeah. They need to run it on here. Right?
We're on it. Don't worry. It was.
AJ said he doesn't remember.
It's different. It's definitely different. In my mind, I'm fighting a new opponent. Even though there was a previous history. It's like the first time we thought we were youngsters anyway, like 18, 19. When I fought with the pros, I didn't think of what happened years ago. So now I'm taking the same approach.
I can see you buzzing for it.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Do you know what it is as well? I sometimes look at myself now outside of the box and I think this is a good time to express certain elements of talent. Because I'll be looking back in 5-10 years thinking, look at that. When I was moving that footwork off, I wish I moved my head more there. So just do what I need to do.
How has your opponent Dillian Whyte improved since that first fight, in your opinion?
Probably more experience with his catch counter. Understands his flaws, obviously. When you've been on the losing end, you understand your flaws. So that's more of an understanding thing. In terms of like
technicality, I don't know how he's going to approach his training, how he's improving, because he's with Buddy now. I can see he's doing the Philly, like not the Philly shell, the cross arm defense now, trying to protect himself. Ken Norton there used to do it, all that type of stuff. So I think he's improving defensively. But he's like, what I'm trying to say is that from his mistakes, he's still like learning really. But that's more of a mental thing, and he's still yet to put it into practice.
The camp, Squid Camp you're in as well right now, full of just special fighters. What's it like though? Because you're used to a camp, you're the head honcho. This is AJ's camp. There are other fighters around it. That's how I wanted the camp. Still the head honcho.
What it is with the camp, I train alone a lot of the time, unless I've got my sparring partners in. So I felt like I never really needed anyone around me. And how did I explain? When I was in GB, of course, I was around a lot of other athletes. But even then, I would train towards the end of the day. So I kind of missed them anyway. So I don't know. It was just one of them things where I'm fighting. Why do I need to train amongst people? But there is like a small environment in Dallas, in Texas gym. Obviously different timings, but you're always going to cross over, right? Where I'm doing my reps, putting on my boots, and one's kind of finishing on the heavy bag or sparring. So there is that environment where you're seeing certain techniques and certain people are doing certain things that you're thinking, I'm going to work on that now. Someone could be doing a high punch out and like you're feeling tired, as you do when you're in the heat or whatever it is you're going through. Then you realize, you know what, forget about it. That's my motivation today. He's done it. I'm going to do it. And that's the environment it creates when you're around top elite people.
So basically what AJ was saying is, hey, he has some competition based on the group of people that he's surrounded. His surroundings are making him a lot more competitive. And when you do that, that always helps. You know, you put yourself in, that's like being in a classroom by yourself versus being in a classroom with other people. You're going to pick up on certain things, especially in a gym. So he's not in the gym by itself. It's not like, hey, I rented out this big gym, you know, and it's all about me and the people that train me. No, it's the people that train me versus, you know, the other fighters that are also getting trained. Okay, so yeah, I think it does help him a lot. And I think, you know, Robert Garcia mentioned that, like, hey, he needs to be in a gym where he sees other people and he sees what they do and he can grow from them, you know, because what you see, you will do anyway. You know, so hopefully AJ doesn't freeze and crap himself. I want him to win so he fights Wilder. I think a lot of people do. Because you ask yourself, okay, what's more important to the public? Him fighting Wilder, a fight we've been trying to see for 5 years, or him or Dillian Whyte getting his avengement on his losses by himself, which he's lost other fights twice other than that. You know what I mean? So that's the question you ask yourself selfishly. Respectfully, but selfishly. Body Snatcher going to beat AJ. All these fake AJ fans, but real boxing fans support Dillian. North London. That's coming in with a bold prediction. Nice guys finish last, hopefully. Massive respect to AJ for staying active. Isaac, absolutely. AJ should have tried a Kronk style. It worked for Lewis, Klitschko, and Fury. Well, I think he didn't go with Sugar Hill simply because Sugar Hill was with Tyson Fury. You know, like Sugar Hill ain't going nowhere. You think that shit that John Fury's trying to do now, you think that's going to work with Javen Sugar Hill? No, it's not. It's not going to work at all. We need another gloves off between Whyte and Joshua. Yeah, we do. We actually do. Skrilla 50. You're absolutely right. You know, and if anything, you know, I would give credit to Dillian Whyte for just kicking this off. You know, I think he kicked this off, you know, quite so. AJ hasn't the engine for Kronk style. He would be done in 3. Fury will wait for an AJ fight before he risks it all against Usyk. I think any type of challenge for Tyson won't be challenged. I don't think he'll fight. I don't think he'll take those fights at all. I don't think so. I don't think that he will. In fact, this. Bring you guys inward a bit. Find my modem. Here we go. Cool. Oh yeah, we don't need that backlight. It's a distraction. There we go. Okay. Whyte and AJ both lost 3 times. Whyte fights more fights than AJ, but AJ is the superstar. Gets all the money. No wonder Dillian always upset. Yeah, I mean, because everybody, you know, except yourself, wants him to lose. AJ has a more matured mindset now. I guess you could say that. A good environment with good fighters is definitely necessary. Look at Ruiz since he left Manny's gym. He's never been the same way. Less movement and confidence. I always thought that was a mistake for Ruiz to leave. I always thought that was a mistake. Like when Andy Ruiz, you guys, the history between me and Andy Ruiz, I didn't know much of him. I seen the fight between him and Joseph Parker. I didn't think much of him then. I just thought he was a pretty good heavyweight contender when he was with Top Rank. And he went over there and lost the fight to ESPN. And I feel that what happened with that, I really think that, let me bring you guys over here. I really think that Ruiz leaving Manny was the first step. But before that, when he was with when he was with Bob Arum, was the Top Rank, I think Bob Arum did him wrong. And I think that Bob Arum did him that way because he was fat. And I think he looked at the way that he felt that Andy Ruiz should have picked up the pace. He should have been more of a go-getter. He should have went for the knockout a lot more than he did. But, you know, Joseph Parker, you know, for his credit, I feel that he was a guy that, you know, he was a good boxer. I think he was more of the more fluid boxer. And then plus he was in his hometown, you know, and since he was in his hometown, I feel that I think, you know, he won from a split decision. I think Bob Arum, you know, was a little bit too hard on him, you know, and so when he went to Manny Robles to clean him up and to take care of him and stuff like that, then he, you know, he made history and then he left right after that fight. And I thought that was crazy because see what happened. Andy Ruiz ended up doing the same thing Bob Arum really did to Manny Robles. The same thing he did to him, right? And he turned around and did that to Manny Robles. So, you know, Bob Arum scalded Ruiz and didn't really want to give him a fight. Basically pretty much fired him. So Hergovic should worry about getting some more definitive victory against Zhang. Yeah, he has to do more than, you know, move. But then again, who said, like, okay, Zhang has a good chin too. So who says Zhang, you know, fighting Zhang that way will get him knocked out? What would you rather do, get knocked out or box? You're not going to knock out everybody. So I think Zhang, you know, should do exactly what he did, but just don't get knocked down. You know, he has to move with Zhang because Zhang's a counterpuncher and he waits for you to get right in his crosshairs, you know, and he starts piecing you up. That's what happens. Hergovic should worry about getting okay. Ruiz looked terrible against Areola when he lost weight. Yeah, he did. You know, but like thing about Ruiz should have went at a certain weight, but he was all about weight cutting because he was trying to look a certain way. And looking a certain way is different than feeling a certain way. So he probably felt like crap. That means he was cutting weight. That means his body wasn't acclimating the right right possible way. Zhang won't fight Hergovic again. He knows he won't get Hergovic on a better night against, as he didn't train for the fight due to his father's death. Well, that was heartbreaking. Hergovic was the younger guy. Hergovic is more marketable. I think that Hergovic was, you know, I think they had a W on that ballot before that fight started. Ruiz lost weight and punch resistance. Yeah, he did. But that's what happens. You get weaker as you lose weight. You're not strong. You know, you're not at your strongest at that point. So, but no, Dillian Whyte asked Eddie Hearn, hey, how does your balls feel? How does AJ's balls taste? AJ Wright, since he lost, nobody really fighting like that. Corey, the movie junkie. Of being active, I think he needs it. But I think I'm glad to see AJ actually doing something that he said he was going to do based on something that they had already planned. See, the whole misconception of AJ doing this and doing that, that's been his theme for the last 4 years. See, AJ fighting different opponents and then he loses. See, AJ, if anything, his first loss was supposed to be to who? His first loss was either supposed to be to Wilder or Tyson Fury. Those fights just never happened. Dang, it's raining hard outside. Dang. Well, I tell you what, guys, that kind of rain scorches the earth, cools down the earth, actually. Not scorches the earth. But so Derek James wasn't there. Of course, he is training Errol Spence right now. So we'll have a lot more Errol Spence content coming at you, you know, on this channel. But yeah, I think Dillian Whyte definitely won. He always brings some laughter, some entertainment to this particular fight. You know, AJ's not going to give you too much. He's going to sit there like a stone statue at times. AJ was really a fighting champ. He will really anyone he fought. Usyk twice when he could have ducked. Yeah, but that's not it. That's not AJ. And I think that's why AJ gets the big bucks, because he's fought these guys. You know, I just think he needs this win before we see the Wilder fight. See, the Wilder fight is going to put him where he needs to be in a stratosphere of money. He's going to be there. He's going to have it. You know, if boxing was UFC all under one banner, they'd have Fury, Wilder, Anthony Joshua. Fury, Wilder, Anthony Joshua versus Wilder, Hergovic versus Ruiz, Joyce versus Zhang, Anderson versus Sanchez, Whyte versus Bakali. Well, we've had Fury versus Wilder and Anthony Joshua versus Wilder. We had Hergovic and Zhang. Now Anderson versus Sanchez. I think that would be a very good fight, especially based on what we saw. You know, and I don't think he beats Frank that easy at all. I have to look at those guys again. I know they're really athletic. I don't like the weight that Frank has put on, but I don't think that happens at all. You know, if AJ beats Wilder, who is he next, Kurt? It has to be Tyson Fury or a rematch with Alexander Usyk or Joe Joyce or Zhang. You know, which if he shies away from everybody in the left hand, you gotta counterpunch Anthony Joshua for that. Whyte versus Bakali, that'd be good. That'll probably be the next fight for Whyte. Yo, Kurt, somebody probably already asked you this, but in case no one has, I got to ask you, you think wins between Boots Ennis and Crawford? Ennis really impressed me with his last performance. Yeah, he pieced that boy up of 10 rounds, of ass beating, and he took shots. So he took shots from normal fighters that's supposed to be on their ass. So he showed he had his chin, he has the movement, he turns his head, you know what I mean? He uses head movement, he uses good footwork as well. He's a switch hitter. I don't really know. I think if anything, it'll be a war. But I think you have a young Crawford on your hands. So you're pretty much asking me, like, who wins out of the Terrence Crawford, the guy that kind of fights like Crawford that's bigger? You know, I think, I don't know. Who's better on the given night, maybe? You know? So Julian, I really don't know. I think he's done good, but that guy he fought is not a Terrence Crawford. I would love to see, yeah. So, and it looks like we don't have any more questions. There were 2 meteor performances, 2 live conferences. You know, I like this one a little bit more. I think it was a more energy in the crowd. Of course, it was in the UK. Shout out, big up England, big up. I think AJ beats Tyson Fury. I didn't know, though. I don't know why, though. I mean, just style. That's easy. The style. I think old AJ definitely beats Tyson Fury. The older AJ. You know? So, yeah. But if anything, we don't know if we'll see those fights. But if we do see AJ versus Fury, it would have to be Anthony beating Wilder first. Because, see, if he beats Wilder, then Tyson will have to fight him. And then Tyson then will justify ducking Usyk again because he'll say, fuck undisputed, then to get to the AJ fight because AJ has done something that he's only done. So that's how that's going to work. Wilder is 37 now. Before he ducks into retirement, Wilder versus AJ, Whyte, Joyce, and all the other boxers. He's not going to fight those guys, North London. He's not going to fight those guys. Kurt, do you think AJ beats Wilder? I think he can outbox Wilder. I think he can outbox him, but I don't know. You know, that's a tricky fight. What's up, Kurt? Counterpunch to you. Orc Ash in the building. What's the undercard of Joshua 12 in August? I don't know. I don't know any of those. I don't know what those are, man. We will find out together. Kurt was a GOT fan like me. Absolutely, Isaac. Let me check my phone anyway. Hold on a second. Let me see who that was. Here we go. All right, Fury. I refuse to fight this blown up middleweight. Give me a bodybuilder instead. Absolutely. That's what they want. But see, if AJ beats Wilder, he's gonna run right to AJ because he knows how valuable that fight will be. But what'll happen, people will be more excited about AJ than Fury. Why? Because AJ wasn't the guy that's supposed to beat Wilder. Tyson Fury's been the favorite since 2020. So even the trilogy, we all pretty much knew, okay, well, Tyson Fury's going to beat Wilder again based on his skill and everything else. He can hurt him. He dropped him. You know what I mean? So we already saw that. If AJ beats Deontay Wilder, we would be surprised. A lot of people then will get back on the AJ bandwagon. Matt Butcher, what's up, Kurt? Counterpunch to you, Matt. Do you think AJ can beat Usyk in a third fight? Maybe, because he didn't have Derek James, and if he can beat Dillian Whyte and Jermaine Franklin, Dillian Whyte, and Deontay Wilder with Derek James, whoa, you know what I mean? That's the question that people are going to ask. Like, hey, let's run it back with Usyk. Let's get a trilogy fight. You never had a trilogy. Let's see what you and Derek James can do, Mr. Fighter of the Year of last year of 2022. So that's what that, maybe that could happen. Maybe Wilder surprised everyone by boxing a top boxer who is not named Fury. Maybe. Fury would also give Joshua 60-40 split. Well, see, here's the problem. If he beats Wilder, he might want 50-50. Think about it. Because what else has Tyson Fury done to warrant him being an A side of anything at that point? He only beat Wilder, and that's the last credible person he really beat, since Klitschko. So, I was surprised how long the Wilder Fury trilogy fight lasted after the second fight. Usyk 3 would be great. Yeah, but he has to earn it. He has to earn that fight, where Usyk's fighting is mandatory, something that Joshua would have done unless Joshua fought someone else. See, everybody thought and wanted these super fights. What these super fights didn't happen. For some reason, they didn't want to fight Joshua or whatnot, If Joshua beats Wilder, then a Fury versus Joshua fight will definitely be 50-50. It should be. Just being a current champion, Fury would demand 60-40 versus AJ. Yeah, he would want that because, if Usyk's still fighting everybody to get him, it is what it is. I hate how casuals it seems boxing audience has become. So many people are saying Fury is too big for Usyk. Fury is like 1 inch taller than AJ. We all know Fury ain't 6'9". He's most likely 6'7" or 6'5". Well, we'll take into account the way Tyson Fury lives his life. That makes you age faster. And since he aged faster, I think it also makes him shrink faster. The older you get, the more you shrink. Your vertebrae and the space between your vertebrae chisel down. Do you think Wilder can be champ again? I think he can. I think Wilder can be a champ again. It depends on who he fights to become a champ. Even AJ lost, the Wilder fight still go on in Saudi, but less money. I don't think so. I don't think nobody would want it. Because what will happen, Dillian Whyte will try to lobby for it. He'll try to lobby for that fight. Fury will do his own thing and box Francis and Ngannou. That's true. Wilder knows he has to KO AJ because he knows he would outbox him. Well, I think Wilder has that mindset anyway. That's why he's so dangerous. If that guy's trying to knock you out, and you have 12 rounds to box, you have 12 rounds to give this man the opportunity to knock you out. That's the problem people have with Wilder. People's mentality are wrong with going in there with Wilder. They see him as sloppy. They see him as inexperienced. They see him as reckless. They see him as a lot of things, but they should see him as dangerous. That's what they should see Wilder. People going in there and like, man, I'm going to fight him. I'm going to just box his ass for 12 rounds. 12 rounds? You're giving this man 12 rounds to knock you out. That's the problem. And he doesn't – look, he needs 3 minutes, 12 times to get you out. That's how he's looking at that fight. Wilder's looking like that. This man giving me all this time. He ain't even trying to knock me out. I can't wait to chin him. Oh, man. Wilder knows he has to KO AJ because he knows he would get outboxed, of course. Matt Butcher, I think AJ wrecks Whyte on the 12th. Wilder won't be easy, but he does beat him. That will put him into the mandatory for Fury, right? It should. It should because but here's the problem. It will be that way because Mauricio will make it that way. There's a blueprint to nullify Wilder's right hand. Wilder's left hand is non-existent. His left hand, his jab is. His just left hook is not. 12 rounds is 36 minutes of pure Wilder overhands and left rights. But very dangerous 36 minutes of Wilder overhands and left rights. Well, yeah, that's it. That's Mr. Wilder. You know, left, rights all the way through. Dude, it's coming down out there, man. It's like it's gonna flood. You hear that rain? You guys hear that? I just had to get out of that room because it was like I guess some dust in there getting to my nose. But yeah, I think Dillian Whyte and AJ will have a pretty good performance. You know, they've learned a lot. They're with different trainers. I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. You know, it's very sunny here in Sweden. I bet it is. After AJ beats Wilder, he will fight Fury. Then we will get Usyk 3 for undisputed. Well, it would look bad too. It would definitely look bad because, like, if Wilder loses to AJ, he's 0-2. Well, no, he's 1-1 because he has a win with Malik Scott with the Nordic Nightmare, right? Right. How Wilder KO'd Ortiz, hit him on the forehead. That's awesome. Yeah, it was a knockout, bro. We got the first super chat of the day. Haven't seen one of those in a minute. Matt, coming from Matt Butcher. Appreciate the channel as always, G. Appreciate you, Matt Butcher. Matt Butcher in the building. Appreciate you, brother. Kurt, hope your daughter is okay. The accident issue. Yeah, man. Yeah, that was yesterday. Was that yesterday? No, that was day before yesterday now. That was Saturday. Yeah, she totaled her car, bro. It's just wrecked. You know, Wilder doesn't have a high punch volume, and he swells very easy. He does swell very easy, but credit to Wilder. Wilder's throwing a lot more punches lately. He's throwing a lot more punches, and he's a lot faster since he's lost that weight. Now check this out, right? Recent. Okay. Yeah, well, that's weird because this is coming on the left side. So somebody hit her on the left. But yeah, look at this car. Look at that. Totaled. Yeah. Yeah, she totaled it, man. It's done. Kid drivers, bro, I tell you. No hate between AJ and Dillian. No, none at all. I don't see. Wilder won versus Helenius. Then Wilder didn't box anymore. He seems content to wait for one big payday, then retire. Well, if he loses, I think he will retire. I don't think Wilder will come back. You know, and then people are really underestimating how inactive he is. And I think people should play that into a huge factor. How did Usyk beat AJ? That was unexpected. You know, by just great boxing. Uppercut is Whyte's kryptonite. Absolutely. Femi, counterpunch to you. You think AJ will gain or lose weight? I'm not sure. You know what? I don't think AJ cares. You know, based on how he performed, based on his ability to last 12 rounds. No hate between AJ. After AJ KOs Whyte, he will send Deontay back to Mushroom Town. Yeah, the ayahuasca. I need to take ayahuasca. I'm like, what? Take ayahuasca? I need to get inside in my spiritual realm. Yeah, that's a trip, dude. I don't know. Like, all that shit scares me. You know, like mushrooms and toad and ayahuasca and, you know, what's that other one? Peyote? No, dude, I don't want nothing like that. Dude, you went to another realm. It's crazy. You know, they say it's beneficial though. Like if you're going through problems and you do see a shaman and stuff like that. Yeah. how Wilder can generate that much torque. Well, it means just called raw power, bro. Wilder was with Aaron Rodgers in the Mushroom Kingdom. Really? Damn, his stamina does not exist at 270 pounds like he fought last time. He should be 230, 235 pounds to be able to last enough rounds and be quick so he can move around. Wilder's right. Well, he might lose some weight for Wilder because Wilder's a thin guy. I think he will. I think he needs the box, and I think AJ has every intent to box Wilder, which is one of the most dangerous things to do. If you're going to do anything to Wilder, knock Wilder out. The Fury fight has made Wilder much better. Yeah, I think so. I think definitely so. It's boring, no bad blood between AJ and Dillian. I know, right? And young Eunice, it does feel that way. Like, you got, I'm waiting for some shit to pop off. Somebody throw a chair. Somebody throw some water at each other. Something. Shove, push. Let's see that happen. I want to see that. You know what I mean? I want to see something exciting. I'm tired of cordial. I'm tired of respectful. Let's have some disrespect. Let's have some drama. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. I want to be entertained. Franklin fight on the undercard of Bumgarner. Cool. Kurt, we are starting to see a lot of very good heavyweight fights in the edge. Well, we're starting to see some. If it wasn't for Usyk and AJ, we wouldn't see any fights at all. If AJ can use his weight to lean on Wilder, then he can drain him like Fury. That's not going to happen. He might grab him and cuff him, As a native, it's a spiritual development thing, but drugs are not necessary to broaden your view and mind. Good counterpunch. Dillian will fight like a warrior. Okay, Karma. Kurt wants some violence. Yep, I do. Chisora was always good at press conferences. Yes, he was. Hey, Alexander Bumgarner is super fine. Yeah, she's hot, bro. She's hot as shit. She is. Dillian just chats shit in interviews. Stick him next to AJ at a presser, and there's nothing but respect. I mean, he just talks a lot of shit. Rene Padilla Jr. Salute Kurt. Praise the Lord Jesus. Rene Padilla. God bless you, my brother, in Jesus' name. Absolutely. But listen, I think that if anything, this fight has to be won. Has to be won. Because if it doesn't, we're not going to see the big fight. And since if we don't get that, Wilder's going to talk shit. Fury ain't doing shit, but talking shit. And that's what we're going to get. Bars. All we're going to get is AJ losing to Whyte and Usyk fighting Dubois. So, yeah, Kurt, this era a lot much better than the Klitschko era. A lot more entertaining. We got more people that, spanned and gave birth to other fighters that meant something. Jermaine Franklin's, the Andy Ruiz's, Jermell Miller's, all those guys. I'm going to start my amateur career, Kurt. Rene Padilla, man, hey, go for it. Like Rocky V, go for it. Go for it, brother. But yeah, I had a pretty good time, man. 2 live streams. I got a couple videos to do. Had broke my rest out of my sleep, getting it in, getting these lives in. It was fun to get those guys in. Bars. Hey, God bless all of you. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm going to jump off of here to start on some more videos for today. It's still, wait a minute. Yeah, it's only 9:20 here. So yeah. But stay tuned for those. Thank you guys for coming in. The few, the proud, the counterpunch boxing crowd. Bars. But anyway, we'll see you on the next one. Stay tuned. Thursday, I'll probably do a road trip live stream. Those are always fun, and dangerous.
But anyway, you guys be safe, and we will see you on the next one. And everyone has been counterpunched. Peace.